Hello, everyone. The Democrats' latest talking point on the Biden crime family is show me the evidence. So why don't we review some of the evidence, shall we? Thanks for joining me for this Americans for Limited Government news update. If you agree with me that we need limited government and maximum individual freedom and liberty, please like and share this video with your friends and subscribe to Americans for Limited Government on YouTube and Rumble. Representative James Comer, he's chairman of the House Oversight Committee, will begin hearings in the Biden impeachment inquiry next week. He was on Fox News last night laying out the case. We'll get to his clip in just a moment. But first, let's review what we know right now. 61% of the American people now believe that Joe was involved in his son's business dealings. President Biden has changed the narrative. First, it was, "Oh, I never spoke to my son or to my brother or anybody for that matter." And then it was, "Well, I was never in business with my son." And now Biden supporters are claiming that Hunter didn't share his business or profits with his father, which is contradicted by Hunter himself saying that half of his income goes to his father. And what about the emails in which Hunter asks a business associate, "What account should I use to pay for my dad's home repair bill?" And the claim from Hunter that 10% of his money goes to the big guy. But still, Democrats and members of the media, but I repeat myself, are saying there's no evidence. The House Oversight Committee has looked at 170 suspicious activity reports flagged by the banks to the Treasury Department. The House has identified well over tens of millions of dollars funneled into this complex web of shell companies and LLCs. That would all seem like evidence to me. And that's just some of what the House has. They have a whole lot more.
Yeah, we found over $20 million that the Bidens have received from foreign nationals, and the Biden family cannot say one thing they did to account for what they received that money for.
You've identified 9 Biden family members that have gotten significant amounts of money, including the grandchildren. Now, I'd like to know if Hunter had no experience and was struggling personally at that time of his life, what he actually did for the money that he made, because he got millions. How old were the grandchildren? Do you know the ages of those that got paid and how much money they got paid? I'd like to know what they did for the money that they got paid.
Well, one grandchild was in college when she received the money that had been dispersed through the shell companies. From
I'd imagine I would imagine this grandchild was studying and probably didn't have a lot of time to perform a lot of duties for the money, right? That would be a logical conclusion.
The granddaughter didn't do anything to earn the money. The ex-wives didn't do anything to earn the money. The girlfriend didn't do anything to earn the money. So what happened? What transpired to earn the money? That's what every American should be concerned about. That's why we are entering impeachment inquiry. We need all the tools necessary to get all the information because we followed the money and it's bad. The Bidens have received millions and millions of dollars from our enemies around the world, and no one can answer one simple question. What did they do to receive the money? We believe that this was a very organized crime ring because the way the money was dispersed, the creation of all the LLCs and all the shell companies, and the way the money was dispersed to the various Biden family members, this was very organized. But what we've learned from our testimony, from our transcribed interviews, from the emails and from the WhatsApp messages, that Joe Biden was very involved in this. He knew what the family was doing. He communicated with every single person that wired this money to the Bidens, even though he said during the campaign he knew nothing about it and never communicated with them. The evidence is overwhelming. We have the bank records. We've published 3 bank memorandums. This first hearing, we're going to review the evidence because so many in the mainstream media want to take the White House talking points and say there's no evidence. The evidence is overwhelming.
And finally, can you even imagine the reaction of the mainstream media and the Democrats if instead of Hunter Biden, we were talking about Donald Trump Jr.? Under our weaponized justice system, we all know what would happen. Donald Trump Jr. would probably be in prison already at this point. Stay tuned for more updates as the House inquiry gets underway next week.